Okay, this is the daily money-making setups on the S&P E-mini using the 1500 tick bar chart and the processtrading.com right edge trading system. And what we're going to look at quickly just here is how your trading day could have been successful and over with by noon. And in this case, we're going to have 4 trend trades and 4 contrarian trades, all pointed out by the system. And in this case, I'm going to give you another way of setting your limits for your contrarian trades. I know that the trend trades are very specific for you, and that helps within your trading. And in the process trading VWAP, that is this line right here, can either be yellow or it can be gray. If it's gray, you can take a trade to the short side with any timing alert dot that appears above the price bars. And the opposite is true. If the process trading VWAP is yellow, you can take a long trade with any timing alert dot that is below the price bars, considering that in each of these instances you follow the trade management techniques of the right edge trading system. And those techniques for your trend trades are specifically when you have the setup with the proper colored process trading VWAP and a timing alert dot, then you look to, in this case, taking a short trade to the low of the bar associated with that timing alert dot and set your order entry 2 points below that. And in each of these cases, these 4 cases here, and that's all that you had available to you by the timing alert dots, if you would just look to gain 1 point, each one of those would have been successful, as would each one of these contrarian trades if you look to gain just 1 point out of them. Now in the contrarian trades, the way that you take them is these are the contrabands, this white line and this white line here. These are the contrabands, or the places where you can take contrarian trades. You can take a contrarian trade if price touches or falls below that contrarian band and you get a timing alert dot. Now the way that you use this is much different than the way you use the trend trade. These are contrarian trades. In a contrarian trade, you get in immediately when you see that timing alert dot. You get in as quickly as you can. And the way that you set your stop, usually I just tell you to use your own discretion, set it like half point, 1 point, 2 points below where you get in. In this case, I'm going to give you a little bit more structure to it. So when you have the timing alert dot, the prior bar will be a low. Set your stop a half a point below the low of that bar. In other words, set your stop a half a point from the low of the bar prior to the timing alert dot. And in each of these cases, that would have kept you in. I think that maybe over here, in this one, you might have had like a 2 or 3 point drawdown. I'm not sure. You might have got out of this one. Well, no, you would have probably got out of this one with your point anyway. So, but had you stayed in this one over here, you can see where that would have taken you. Now, if you would have just played each of these for a point, that would have been 8 points before noon, and you would have been out. In this one particular, you could have stayed in it because not only is the process trading VWAP a support and resistance line, it's multifunctional. So it serves as one of your markers to take short trades and one of your markers to take long trades. It serves as support and resistance, but it also serves as a regression to the mean line. And so where does price regress back to the mean from? Well, it regresses to the mean from the contrarian bands. When it goes above or below the contrarian bands, price is going to want to regress back towards the mean. And in this case, it regressed to the mean and through it for a trend trade. Well, we knew that was going to happen for a couple ways, because if you looked, if you remember and you follow processtrading.com, you will know that you use a 30-minute chart for the S&P Emini with the process trading volume bars on it, which are color-coded, and you had 2 large magenta bars right here, which says that price is going to go up. And then it was followed by a white bar, which says that's the end of the down. In this case, we saw the energy, or the internal energy right here, where it was dissipating some, and then it turned gray, and then the energy had a yellow underscore here, which is also a sign of strength. We also had the sentiment oscillator cutting up through the bottom and cutting up through the sentiment line, which you know is another sign of strength. And we had the short-term trend oscillator cutting up through the bottom and starting to slope up towards the pullback line and to the upper bound. So on this one particularly right here, it might have been worth staying in. And had you stayed in, you probably would have got out right in this area. Now, what you see here is you see green markings within the gray VWAP line. If you have just a short green marking, because the green markings are fairly rare within the gray line, as is red would be within the yellow, that can mean actually extra weakness. And you could have, at this point here, you could have seen potentially price coming down. Now, you wouldn't have played it that way. You wouldn't have got out here, because you saw on the internal energy, it's building. And you know that the way that the energy works is it works exactly like trading works. It builds to the apex and then it goes to a valley. So the energy was building and the sentiment slope, or the conviction line, was up. So you're going to stay in it right there. But there are many instances where a small green indicator here would be a sign of weakness. In this case, the green existed over multiple bars here, and each of these bars is a 1500 tick bar chart. So that is a sign of strength. That's all this strength coming in here, and then you get a timing alert dot. So if you're familiar with the system and you know to read that, now if it was just this, you would read it as weakness. But over an extended period of time like that, associated with a trending alert dot, we're thinking that the trend is going to go to the upside, in which it does. Still, it would not be inappropriate to get out here right at this point, and then you would have had a fabulous day with 8 trend trades, four trend trades being all successful, and 4 contrarian trades all being successful. And usually it's the contrarian trades that kill everybody. So that's how the setups look today. And of course, this is the chart for Thursday, the 24th of May. And we'll look at the chart tomorrow to see what the setups were. From this point on, it would have been discretionary trading. So, which is easy to read with your discretionary indicators down here, and you know how it's going to go. I mean, you can just look casually at the short-term trend line and see how strong that trend is. So that's it for the setups for today. And if you want to see how the whole system works, it is discussed over on processtrading.com with blogs and videos, so that you can know how it all fits together, with the trend trading being above the chart in the upper portion and the discretionary indicators being in the lower portion here. So hope all your trading successful, and I hope that helped, and I'll see you on the next video.